podcast, open paren, mouse, close paren. Podcast is spelled P-A-W-D-A-S-T. Podcast.
Hello. We've been waiting for you.
Yeah. Come in. Today...
Have a seat by the fire.
I pulled a...
And you can warm your freezing hands. You've come out of the blizzard and you must be so cold.
I have this
What's
chair.
that knock on the door? Oh no, it's the man who's been chasing you through the snow. Run away again. Quick, you can hide here in this cardboard box.
Yes. Sit in this chair that I just pulled out for you.
Sit in this chair that is now a box.
It's very... Yes.
This chair turns
I'm
into
using a
box.
generous definition of chair, is what it was.
Yeah, chair can be anything.
Okay, so today, just for you, our dear singular listener, we were going to rank
Joe Willick.
Rank animated mice.
Yeah, my name is Vivian Sparkplug, and I'm new here. You've never heard of me before, and that's the clone of Joel Willick that I created in my laboratory.
Thanks for introducing me, Vivian. My name is Joel Willick. I don't remember being cloned because Vivian cut that out of my memory.
Yeah.
But I do remember dying, so...
I left that in.
So, you know, it checks out enough that I've come to terms with my existence as a clone.
You also remember your previous life.
Yeah, I have... You use the brain from the previous Joel to give me my previous memories.
Yeah,
I still identify as the original Joel. Joel.
Joel?
Yeah, and it's like when you go to sleep, you can't prove you're the same person in the morning. But for me, it was just I remember dying.
I've always been the same person.
No, but like when you're asleep, you don't observe yourself not being replaced with an identical version of yourself with the same memories.
Maybe you don't. Speak for yourself.
But you do observe yourself not doing that?
You can't prove that I don't.
Okay. So I guess that's something that you do, Vivian.
Uh-huh.
All right. Ranking mice. So I guess I can use the mice that we previously talked about and rank them? Or do we want to come up with the tiers? I always think S tier is kind of extra.
I never know what order those letters are supposed to go in.
Alphabetical.
No, because S, H, that's not the alphabet. I don't believe in the letter S.
But it's like A tier is gold. It's like I don't need platinum or whatever the fuck League of Legends and every other game says is above gold. Gold is like, yes, this is 100% good enough.
Yeah, gold.
That's the best. They're not going to add a 0th place at the Olympics, and 0th place gets a diamond medal.
So let's have...
Gold is first place.
Yeah. So we should have bronze, silver, and gold.
Oh, we're doing medals.
Yeah.
I was going to do a standard American grading scale, but we can do that.
Well, are we grading them on their physical ability to perform physical tasks or on, like, their personality?
Like ability, among other things. So gold is the highest tier, and then silver, and then bronze.
Bronze, yeah.
What's third place in the Olympics? It's bronze.
Bronze. I was gonna say copper at first, but that couldn't have been it. So
it'd be kind of funny if it was copper. Here's your nickel.
Aluminum.
Yeah.
Medal.
Here's your aluminum.
It's like in middle school.
8th place medal.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, so gold.
What if the Olympics actually did have it that way? Where, like, the worse you did, the shittier of an object you got at the end. So, like, if you came in dead last place, you were like, here's your rotten food medal.
It still has to be a medal at that point.
Yeah, it just has to be something you really don't want, like the opposite of gold.
But it's like medium positions are things that are like you don't mind either way. Like maybe 7th place. Let's say there's
out of 14.
Out of 14th, yeah. 7th place is like wood.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's not gonna hurt you. But if you get 11th place, you're getting a poison medal, and if you get 14th, you're getting a black hole.
Oh my
right?
God,
like you're fucked, and so is everyone else on Earth. You shouldn't have come in last place.
Uranium. Yeah.
Uranium.
No one should have done that.
Yeah, that's 13th places.
But
Uranium.
then they're kind of doomed no matter what, because everyone's gonna die.
Yeah, but so are they.
Yeah. They better try. But even if they try hard, then they're gonna die. I guess, yeah, you don't want to be the reason that the world's destroyed.
You shouldn't
That's
have
kind
come
of
in
an awkward
14th place.
situation.
That was you knew.
Yeah, you
Everyone
knew that it
has
was
to
gonna
try
be
really
fault.
hard. You know what? It'd be funny if during the Olympics, like, the announcer was like, I've just been informed, like, these are the prizes, and then they read them all off, and then all of a sudden, everyone stops trying to get first place, and everyone works together to tie
escape planet Earth.
to tie 13th place.
Yeah,
so that
they
no
just
one
have
gets the black hole.
And they just get a bunch of uranium, which is a lot better.
Yeah.
At
Where do
that
they?
point, wait, but if they were all working together, why not just all make sure they tie for first place and then get the most valuable material and then split it among themselves?
That's a really good trick. Is that actually how the Olympics works?
Yeah, theoretically you could get infinite gold from the system.
But are there? What are the rules for tying in certain places? Do they both get a medal? Like I'm not familiar with this process. Well, people probably wouldn't be okay with it. Like if I was watching the Olympics and Michael Phelps was like, I'm gonna slow down now.
That would be so boring if they all were just like, while they were skiing, they like held hands so they all crossed the finish line of the ski race at the same time, like so that they could all profit.
Well, all right. I can only imagine a gold medal sells for like $5,000 on eBay, probably more.
An Olympic gold medal? Yeah. I mean, I have no idea actually.
$10,000?
A lot of money.
One lot. Are gold medals custom? This is something I'm also not sure about. Are they all?
Do they have to make them all in advance and like hand them out, or do they get like a day to process the results and like quickly engrave someone's name on a medal?
Don't they usually show the people wearing the medals on the like 1, 2, 3 platforms? So they have to just have a
1, 2, 3 platform?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure they have a 1, 2, 3 platform that they have the people stand on, and then they have the photo op with the medal, and they put the medal in their teeth, and they're like, it's pyrite. And then, so they have to have a box that's just like a cardboard box full of like 100 gold medals that are just like loose in there. And then it's like, all right, Michael Phelps won again, and then they go into the back room and they pull out one of the gold medals. They
open their filing cabinet with like the names of the last names of every contestant, and they like pull it out of the file.
No. I don't think they have custom ones, is what I'm saying. I think that they're all the same.
Oh.
So they just go to the back room and they have like a pile. It's like a pile of dirty laundry, except it's made out of gold medals.
Are they dirty?
No, they're just in a pile on the ground. And then they pick them up, and they go over, and it's like, here you go, Michael Phelps, and he puts it around his neck, and he falls over because he's wearing all of his gold medals simultaneously.
Also because he just got out of the water, and his balance isn't used to Earth's gravity again.
Yeah.
If Michael Phelps went to the Olympic Committee, and he said, I lost my gold medal, can I have a new one? Do you think they would let him?
Which one did you lose? The 18th one. All of them.
At that point, because he has a lot. So, like, what would it bother them to do a new one? But he can
imagine how tacky the display Michael Phelps must have to display all of his gold medals in his house.
Yeah, that must be annoying. Like, does he bring people to look at that, like, if they visit his house?
He's having, like, a wine and dine little party.
And he just hands out Olympic medals.
That's the gift. No, I was saying, like, it's like, oh, let's do a tour of your house. And then he brings them into a room, and he's like, well, here's most of my gold medals, and it's just covering, like, it's just a pile. And he's like, but there wasn't enough space in this room, so I actually have another room that has the rest of them.
It's like a bigger pile.
What if...
He just keeps it in a big pile.
Because he keeps saying he lost all of them and then getting more.
Oh, yeah, because he's stockpiling them.
Yeah.
That's really smart. I think if I had a bunch of Olympic medals, I would like get a bunch of creepy statues and have them all be wearing one in my house, and there'd be like a long hallway you walk down of creepy statues.
I would probably melt them all down and make gold armor
Yeah.
And
and
then
then wear it all
yeah,
the
and then
time.
go on Ellen.
Yeah.
And be like, this is not only comically expensive, but also it's stupidly prestigious and wasteful because I turned a bunch of things that are worth more than their weight in gold into this tacky gold armor.
But maybe it would be good gold armor. But also it depends, because
Well,
if
I've learned anything from Minecraft,
But if you got something, well, yeah, it wouldn't last very long.
there's low
But
durability.
it would help you get into the nether. And also, if your sport was like something to do with armor, like armor running or armor swimming.
You know, I was thinking about, what if the rules of the Olympics were every time you won, you had to wear your medal in every event that you participated in?
That would be such a good like way of balancing it for like, less experienced people.
And the gold medal is like, well, I guess gold is probably denser. I can't.
Then what?
Than silver and bronze. You're the one with the periodic table in your head.
Oh yeah. None of them are dense at all.
No, none of them are like crazy dense, but what's the atomic number of gold versus silver?
Gold is more.
Okay.
But also, you could have the material be less dense, even if the atomic because it's not perfectly condensed.
Okay.
Atomic.
And you could also just make the gold medals bigger, because then they
Yeah.
would still be heavier.
Also, is it pure gold? Because then it would just like flop around, right?
I guess I don't know.
They must put some other kind of thing in it.
I feel like pure gold isn't really a thing. Well, it probably is a little bit, but
It might be like 24 karat, but that's
Yeah.
not pure, is it? Or is
no, I
that
don't think
pure?
so. Carats are a really weird measurement,
Yeah.
because they're just in jewelry.
There's only you measure carrots like the vegetable in carrots too, but those are the only situations I think.
Well, a carat is a density of that material in the thing.
I have no idea.
Like,
I guess.
I'm thinking about this. It's like, what's the most carats? Clearly, there's some maximum because it's a purity thing.
100.
So, 24 karat gold is gold that is
But I've never
24%
heard someone-
gold. That can't be right.
I never heard someone say more than 24. So,
So
maybe
it's probably out of
24 is
24.
100.
That might make sense. Or it's
Yeah.
like really close.
But then why don't they just say total gold? Like this is
Whole
completely
gold.
Instead of saying
It's like
this is
whole
24 of gold. That's not helpful if you don't already know that.
Yeah, but then the Bruno Mars song would be whole magic in the air instead of 24 karat magic.
Oh yeah, because he wouldn't have to have that word in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's worth it. This is supposed to be about mice. Okay, which mouse would be most likely to win an Olympic gold medal and in what sport?
I would think Pinky and the Brain would have some sort of invention that would fail.
They don't
It would
have
be-
invention Olympics. That's for like a Nobel Prize or something, or
Okay.
Pulitzer Prize. I don't know what.
I guess this is so. Who's the biggest animated mouse? Because like I think Mickey, because he's so big, would probably just wreck a lot of events. Because if it's
Is he
Mickey
big?
versus
Because is he big?
Oh,
or are
well,
the
we had
other
this
animals
discussion.
small?
But he's at the very least bigger than the average mouse. Which
That's
mouse
true.
is notably and definitely larger than the other animated mice?
I think probably Mickey. You're right. Because a lot of the other ones, you see them in comparison with human.
Yeah.
But Mickey Mickey might be about like knee height now that I think of it, because in Sorcerer's Apprentice there's definitely a human wizard character, and he's like knee height of the wizard character, I think.
Yeah. So I would say Mickey would probably win gold in
he's
like
definitely a huge mouse compared to the rest.
Yeah, because in the 100-meter dash, he's gonna be going pretty fast, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's an interesting question. So like mice move proportionately faster than humans, right? A mouse moves so many times its body size, its body length. Compared to a human, it's much faster. But if I grew a mouse up to human size, it would crumble underneath its own bone structure because it's not made to be that big.
Unless the bones grew proportionately in the way that like an animal's bones would grow if it was a larger animal than a small one.
Yes. Alright, there's a reason
if
that
you
there aren't
stand
any
up.
mouse-shaped animals at the size of a rhino.
Yeah, there is rhino.
But rhinos aren't mouse-shaped.
They are for the most part.
I feel like mice are very low to the ground.
No. Okay, so there's a principle that Galileo came up with. I think he was the one about animals' bones density increasing.
It's
as
the
their
inverse
body
cube
size-
law.
No, it's that their bones get thicker in proportion to how they get taller as they grow taller.
Yeah, that's the inverse cube law.
Okay.
The bigger you get,
Whatever
the
it's
more
called.
of you there is by 8.
So that would happen to mice. Between mice and rhinos, that's just the only difference.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Okay.
they're exactly the same animal in every way. Except for having horns on their head, I guess.
So I think it's reasonable to assume that Mickey Mouse has the bone structure to support his Mickey Mouse-sized body.
Yeah.
And therefore would probably be really good at the 100-meter dash.
They might have even reinforced him to make him that size when they engineered him to be that way.
Yeah.
They might have thought of that
When he was
and
invented.
given him bones that were stronger than the average mouse anyway.
And he's magical. Wait,
he's-
what are
No,
there
he's
is
not
magic
magical.
allowed at the Olympics?
Well, no one's ever been caught and got in trouble for it, so I would think so.
Okay. So can we think of a magical mouse
There's
that
been steroid scandals, but there's never been a magic scandal, so it must be fine.
So
must
it's
be
probably
okay.
allowed.
Yeah.
Well, it's obviously
If magic is allowed, I think Rat Boy Genius would win. Because he can do anything.
he's really good at
he doesn't
riding
have
roller
any
coasters.
limitations. No, he can do anything.
Yeah. Is that documented?
I think he can do anything.
I've seen him do only a couple things.
He can communicate with different. He can travel between different planes of existence and different dimensions.
And he can dream
speak
Minecraft.
Yeah, and he can dream Minecraft. Basically, anything that can happen in Minecraft, he can dream it.
Yeah. So
And he can go to space. I
Rat Boy
think.
Genius would also get a gold in another event. Well, it's what events are the important events? Which Olympics are these mice participating in? The summer or winter?
I don't know.
Let's go with summer. Right now, my
Yeah.
mind is thinking about the Summer Olympics as the
throwing.
as the
I feel
prototypical. Who's good
Rat
at
Boy
throwing?
Genius, it might even be beyond him. He might feel like the Olympics are below his ability. And
You think
he's
he wouldn't participate?
overqualified. Yeah, because he has busier things to be doing, like stopping little King John.
Yeah, I've heard that's why the Vatican doesn't participate in the Olympics.
Yeah, that's why the Pope, Pope Francis, it would just wouldn't be a fair competition if he was allowed to participate.
Because magic is allowed.
Yeah,
And he's
the
one
most
of God's
powerful wizard
favorite.
of the world. Yeah.
He's a powerful cleric.
He can do lots of spells that he knows.
Guiding bolt, true
Attack
resurrection,
ray, monster power. He can bring people back from
Fireball?
the dead, and he can kill people.
Wait, what
with
kind
a
of
look.
what kind of cleric is?
He can look at people, and that would either make them die or come back to life. And he can
Is it a light cleric?
he can choose when to make it rain.
I think light cleric's the only one that knows fireball.
And if he wants anyone to get hit by lightning, he can make it happen.
And he has to
with
be
a
level
snap of
20
his
because
fingers.
well, what level do you get a 9th level spell slot?
And he can pick people up
'Cause
and
he
move
knows
them
true
around
resurrection.
without touching them, and he can make lightning come out of his hands.
Yeah.
I think Star Wars.
He'd crush it at the Olympics.
Palpatine, Emperor. That
Yes.
guy. I think the Pope can do everything that he can do in real life
Well, Emperor Palpatine.
and more.
Oh, and more.
Yeah.
So then that's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Wasn't Palpatine evil?
Yeah. So
So-
the Pope exists as a balance to that, except
Oh.
maybe the Pope is what they were inspired by to make that.
He's the
character.
connection.
So then there's a sort of a Protestant
Yeah.
undertone message.
That might be
inside of
true.
Star Wars.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Star Wars lore. All right, wait.
I think it could be now that I'm thinking about this and saying it all out loud and realizing it's true.
He's the connection between the human world and the spirit world. Right?
Yeah.
He's the only.
And the Pope is kind of like that too.
Yeah. That's what I was. No,
Oh.
I was saying the Pope.
Okay.
He's the only one that can master all 4 elements and defeat the Fire Nation.
Yeah. Do you think he's mastered them all yet? Cause he's
I
been
sure
Pope
hope
for
so.
A while.
Yeah. He's had a little bit.
Yeah.
What else? I feel like the things that the Pope does is And in public, he doesn't do very much. Like, he goes in his car, his, like, little adorable Pope-mobile, he says, like, guys, please stop, like, having coronavirus spread all over the world. And then nobody listens to him. And then he goes back in his room and, like, makes some zombies and...
Sends them to do his bidding.
Yeah.
But he also... Did you know that he has, like, 100 different Twitter accounts, and I don't know why.
Is it, like, one per language?
Yeah.
It's kind of
cool.
And
it's weird, because who runs them? Does he
does.
have a person? Does he speak every language, and he just has, like, 1,000 Twitter accounts?
What do you think he uses all his magic for?
Oh, so he uses magic to do it. I was thinking maybe he has, like,
Surely
one
there's
intern.
some spell that's, like...
He has a lot of interns.
Translate. Google Translate, but better.
I wonder if the Pope actually does have interns.
He has to, right?
I guess. That's so weird to think about. That
there are people that work for the Pope, like 100%.
In his office, and they bring him coffee, and they run his thousands of Twitter accounts. There must be one per Twitter account. Because it's a totally different language, each one.
Yes, but it doesn't take an intern... It doesn't take a full intern's day to translate Pope tweets.
Well, maybe... It would be if they don't know the language very well.
They hired an intern that doesn't speak the language.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe he uses his Pope powers. I don't follow his Twitter. Maybe he uses his Pope powers to tweet, like, crazy fast. So much faster than you would expect. And so
In every language?
No, just in English.
Oh.
Or just in Latin.
I don't think he speaks English as his main thing.
Alright, just Latin.
Maybe Italian, because it's in Italy.
Yes. He only speaks an unknown language that
Latin.
only him and God speak.
Yeah.
And then it's translated by 100 interns very quickly, and they have to, like, try really, really hard to keep up.
Maybe he, like, infuses his power with them.
That'd be cool. Now I want to be a Pope intern.
Yeah, I wish I could be a Pope intern.
Okay, so who would get the silver medal?
People back from the dead. Wait, I don't think we did. Oh wait, Mickey would get gold.
Mickey and Rat Boys. Like, anything that involves, like, speed and not finesse, right? Like, the 100-meter dash, Mickey would be really good at.
100-meter dash?
Yeah, just, like, there's no finesse in the 100-meter dash. It's just Mickey has the longest legs, and he would be like, oh, 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 ah. And then every single other mouse, which is mouse size, would be scurrying along behind him at a slower speed, and he would just get there.
Yeah. Except the problem is a lot of these mice are also protagonists of their story. So, like, if you think about Tom and Jerry in the Olympics, like, Jerry would obviously find some way to prevail.
Would Tom be there?
No, Tom would.
Tom
would be trying to stop. Tom would be comically chasing him around when he was doing his dash.
You're saying because they are the protagonists of their respective stories, they have plot armor, except instead of plot armor, it's
they have
plot run fastness.
They all have plot armor, so it depends, like, who has the most plot armor. Like, which plots of these mice stories would allow room for them to be, like, not the winner of the Olympics, but for it to still have a good message and stuff.
Yeah. I think Jerry would have... he has a lot of finesse, right? He's very agile, and he has a high dexterity score. So I'd imagine he'd be good at some sort of...
And he's clever.
And he's clever, which is important in the Mouse Olympics.
Yeah.
So he'd probably be good at, like, ice skating, except the Summer Olympics version of ice skating.
Mud skating.
Mud skating. Mud rollerblading.
Mud rolling.
Yeah, he'd probably win that one, though.
Yeah. Or swimming. I think he would like swimming. I think it would be funny for him to be swimming.
He would be like swimming, except he's just running, and his running is on top of the water, and Jerry...
No, he would be swimming, but Tom would be... I think
Tom is coming after him in every single race.
It's funny to imagine him wearing, like, a little silly swimsuit and a swim cap, especially the swim cap, because, like, would it cover his ears?
No, they have, like, holes.
To think about. No, I think it would cover his ears, and he would look like a little man, and it would be funny.
Yeah. So then that would probably give him a silver in swimming. Yeah. He would swim the butterfly.
Yeah.
That's like it's a very animated stroke, so I could see him doing it. He wouldn't swim like a boring stroke. Maybe I could see him swimming backstroke too, and he would like spit a little water out,
Yeah,
and it would have
that
like a
would be
perfect
funny.
spit up, and it would have like a little fountain.
Yeah, and
Except
then,
he'd be really, really fast.
and then he would practice for it, and Tom would try to get him and also try to do better than him, and Tom would fail.
Tom would be in the lane next to him, swimming, and then like 13
And then have a
refs
net
are
and,
running.
like, try to get him in the
but
net.
he's trying to get him and he's trying to win at the same time.
He would try to get him in a net, and then he would like get hit by a boat or something in the swimming pool.
Well, I thought it would be
An
because
eagle would fly down and attack Tom, or a dog would come and attack him.
a dog would be swimming in the lane over, also trying to catch.
And he would accidentally
Tom.
catch the dog with the net, and the dog would get mad at him.
Yeah, and the dog would be swimming doggy style.
Yeah, of course.
So who would get bronze?
I think Ralph S. Mouse could, because Ralph S. Mouse has kind of like humility to him, and kind of like he's kind of human, has some humanizing to him. So I think humanity, yeah. Humanity is the noun that I was looking for. But Ralph S. Mouse, he's kind of like humble.
Yeah.
So he could get a bronze medal and like be okay with it and be happy. He wouldn't have to have the gold medal to like have it be a good closure for his story.
He would be like really excited, and then at the end of the story, it'd be really, really climactic, and it would look like maybe he would win, or maybe Mickey would win, or maybe Tom would win, and then Jerry came in and got first place, but he got third place, and he was still happy about it.
Maybe he had he had a kind of rough start to the race, and he got like a leg cramp, and he just tried his best to catch up, and he did catch up to a pretty good extent.
And he's like really satisfied.
Yeah, he did a good, third place in an Olympic swimming race isn't nothing to bat an eye at.
So would Stuart Little be allowed to participate? Because he's human.
He's a child, I think.
Yeah, according to the law.
But he could. There are children who go and be in the Olympics, and everyone's like, "Wow, that kid is 14 and is the best of all of them."
Yeah.
So maybe he could.
No,
but he's also a mouse.
This is more of a mouse. This is like so. Are we thinking about this as if it were a strictly mouse-based Olympics that Tom and the dog just happened to be at?
No, they were just helping Jerry practice.
Yeah. Okay, so it is just a strictly mouse-based Olympics.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Michael Phelps would not be allowed.
Of course not.
Because he isn't a mouse.
Not the time I checked, he wasn't a mouse.
If we're thinking about things that are maybe mice and maybe not, I definitely think that Stuart Little is something to be considered.
Stuart Little is a really big can of worms. Are you sure you want to break Stuart Little open right now? He's definitely a mouse, for sure, 100%.
So he'd be allowed to participate?
Yeah. Okay, you could argue. I think he's arguably human. I don't think he's arguably a mouse. He's 100% definitely yes on mouse.
Vote yes on mouse.
It's like the questions that you would ask about Stuart Little. Is he mouse? Yes.
That's like one of the first.
Human?
That's if he's doing.
That's the question.
If you're doing a lie detector test, that's like the first one. Like what's your name? Like Joel.
No, he would say Stuart Little.
Oh well, I was.
Oh, what would you say?
I would probably also say Stuart Little. Okay, so.
Just instinctually.
Yeah.
Who would do the worst?
Yeah, who would get the black hole? Who's the worst mouse athletically in every event?
You know, actually, if the black hole is still a factor here, I think Rat Boy Genius might participate and then intentionally throw the whole race in order to get the black hole so that he could deal with it and save the world. Because I think he's the only one who could save the world from a black hole.
How would Rat Boy Genius protect the Earth from a black hole?
He would fly up and stop it in a spaceship.
That's impressive.
I think he would be able to do it.
He'd probably use some means that are too complicated for our puny human brains to simply understand.
Maybe Little King John would also see the threat to the world, because Little King John is trying to always steal Rat Boy Genius's girlfriend, Summer Solstice Baby.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wants to see the world come to an end, so I think Little King John would overlook their rivalry and see the need to help Rat Boy Genius with this task, and then their combined power would allow them to save the world.
Doesn't that happen a couple of times?
Probably.
Where there was I think it was, so I watched a little bit of Rat Boy Genius, and there was a time where Little King John's planet was flooded, This was the flood I think you were alluding to.
I think I saw it.
Rat-Boy Genius was asking Little King John for his help, and Little King John was like, what the fuck, my planet is flooded. And he's like, but you gotta look past that right now because I'm trying to save the whole universe or whatever Rat-Boy Genius does.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a purple man with lines on his chin and a golden gauntlet made out of melted gold metals, and he's
there's always something
he's
like
gonna
that.
he's gonna play some jazz, and at the end of the song he's gonna snap, and who knows what might happen.
Turned into a black hole, and only Rat-Boy Genius can stop
half of everyone in the universe will be turned into black holes.
Yeah.
To save the other half of everyone in the universe.
Yeah. What other mice even are there? I forget like all of them.
There was all 5 mice.
We only had 5?
Who
what
else
about
is there?
Despero? I don't even know what he does, but his ears are really big. And
he has a book.
He has
a
sword.
little thumbtack.
He could be in fencing. Is there Olympic fencing? Because he would be so good at that.
Yeah, he'd probably get an A in Olympic fencing.
Yeah, he would get an A.
A+.
The judges would hold up signs that say
A+. I have the Lion King mouse on here. He probably wouldn't.
That one would just
participate very well.
They wouldn't get him to participate. He could like run a maze maybe.
Maze running. What was the? It's like the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah, like the halftime show of the Mouse Olympics is like just that a generic mouse without sentience running in a maze.
It's a bunch of them.
Yeah, a bunch of, and one of them is from the Lion King.
And they have gold cheese. It's cheese made out of gold.
Yeah.
And they're all trying to eat it.
Oh, Fievel and American Tail likes cheese. Where does he fall on the political spectrum?
I have no idea.
From mouse to human.
From last episode.
He's immigrating to America. He's an immigrant.
Yes.
And they have better hopes for their life in America compared to Europe.
That feels
which is a
kind
very
of human
thing.
Yeah,
I don't think mice really care.
But how big is he?
In a different continent.
What?
He's tiny. He's mouse-sized for sure.
And he never like interacts with things in a way a human might. He only like gnaws on stuff and skimpers around.
No, he wears clothes.
Oh wow.
And he walks. But he is mouse-sized, and he likes cheese, and he's afraid of cats.
I'm gonna put him on the line. He's like authoritarian center.
I forget what those titles mean.
He's human cognitive all the way, with the middle in between mouse physical and human physical.
That's a good placement.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less human cognitive just because he cares so much about cheese and cats.
Yeah.
Like just one notch down.
Yeah, you're right.
Because full human cognitive would have to be Stuart Little, essentially.
Or, yeah, like Mickey Mouse. Like, Mickey Mouse doesn't have any mouse-related motives.
Yeah. Did we put Stuart Little on the spectrum yet? Because come to think of it...
No, we haven't.
I think he is full human cognitive, full mouse body. I think that's what he's supposed to be.
Okay. I could see that.
Because, like, he does have some mouse-related problems and ideas, but they're all just related to his size being mouse-sized and his body being mouse body.
Yeah.
And him trying to live human world that way.
I feel like this spectrum could be abstracted to not just be mouse, but whatever animal that is being discussed is. So, Perry the Platypus never does any platypus things.
He's a secret agent.
I think that's human. I think that's a human thing to do.
But when he's just in his animal form, he just
that was not a good one. Can you do one?
Growl.
Yeah, that was better. Okay, so but I think part of the reason why Perry the Platypus doesn't like want cheese or whatever a platypus wants is because in the American culture of what animals do and want, platypi aren't there.
Yeah.
It's like oh, what does a cow do and want? Like a cow, they graze in grass, they make a moo noise. Yeah, like all children learn about this. But a platypi is like rare enough that nobody's heard of it. It's like Does a platypi build a dam? Do they? No,
No,
they don't.
they
They don't do that. I'm gonna tell you that they don't.
Around.
They swim around. They have
They
magnetism in their gills.
They have a spike
poison,
that they stab you with.
toxin.
They have a beak.
Yeah. They have a horn. They have one horn that is long in the front.
Yeah, and it shoots magic crystals.
Yeah. That's where the Pope got his magic.
Yeah.
From the platypi.
Yeah. The first Pope, and it's just been passed down throughout the generations.
The Dorvador.
Does Perry the Platypus like swimming? Because that's maybe one thing that's a little bit associated with platypus.
I can't even think of a single time that Perry the Platypus has been in water.
Well, then he's not even a real platypus. Maybe he's just a little person pretending to be a platypus. Maybe he's like a human mind really trapped
like
in the body.
Bright teal.
Yeah.
So he's clearly there is something
maybe he's
not fully platypus about him. But the other animals in the show also, like all of the other characters that are part of the
but they don't look really human either. Like Phineas's head is just a big triangle.
No, but like the other pets are also all part of the organization without a cool acronym, the OWCA. And they all are like human cognitive, except for they don't speak. They're all mute. But they understand English.
Does Perry speak? He doesn't speak.
No, he just but he like clearly understands the people talking around him. He has a job.
Yeah.
Right. That's pretty human.
Who's his employer?
The government. Your taxes pay Perry the Platypus.
That's good. Thank you for coming to our podcast.
Yeah.
Please enjoy this podcast and the next one.
Yeah, please enjoy the ending music that will now play. I have been Vivian.
And I have been Joel Willich, and we're getting into our spaceship now and going to another planet.